True. All right. Well, this is another story that I wanted to bring you guys. The mayor in New York, Mayor Eric Adams. I'm really, really, really liking this guy. He's the newly elected mayor in New York, and he sat down with drill rappers after proposing a ban on the music for promoting violence. Cuddy, do we have a clip? Okay, great. We have a clip. We're gonna play that meeting that Mayor Adams had, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it.
Mayor Adams met with a group of drill rap artists last night. He's criticized the music genre for contributing to the rising violence in the city.
But as CBS 2's Andrea Klein-Thomas explains, the mayor and the rappers were able to come to an agreement.
There's been a lot of talk about drill rap, drill music, New York City, connecting violence with the culture.
Late Tuesday evening, drill rappers met with Mayor Eric Adams, who's been critical of their music, saying it's causing a spike in violence. But Brooklyn rapper Bleezy says the meeting was productive.
We got a chance to speak to him as brothers, as we should, and we got a perfect understanding of what's going on.
Drill rap came under renewed scrutiny after 18-year-old artist Jaquan McKinley's murder earlier this month, leading Mayor Adams to call for the music's removal from social media.
Violent people who are using drill rapping to post who they killed and then antagonize the people who they are going to kill is what the problem is.
People look at the videos or listen to the lyrics and stuff, it's going to be characterized as, talking about guns, talking about money, talking about...
But that's just with music, period, every genre.
While Bleezy admits some artists go too far.
If you ain't experienced poverty, you shouldn't even have your opinion on anybody's moment.
Bleezy says he focuses on the hardships in Brownsville, adding addressing the real root of violence goes well beyond any lyrics.
The community is like, it's like, there's no hope, there's no opportunities. No, we just making music so we could get out of these places.
The meeting with Mayor.
Yeah, y'all. So this is crazy. And honestly, I'm glad that Mayor Adams had this meeting with the music rappers, whatever you want to call them. I would even say advocates, right? Community advocates. Like, these are the people that really understand what's going on and can have some say so. And I'm glad that he brought the conversation to the forefront. And a lot of people are going to look and be like, well, why did he pull back? But, after having these conversations, you guys, I think it was important for him to say, you know what? Let them go ahead and take an internal approach. You guys know I work for Councilmember Trayon White. He's a DC legislator. And, in some of our conversations amongst the team, this conversation of, the parallel between the music and the violence has come up. And there is YouTube videos that document, beefs from uptown and to guys who are beefing with people, in Southeast or Northeast or wherever. And it's just, it lays it out. And so what happens is, I'm a rapper and I got beef with somebody and I'm going to, basically call it out in the song. And it's used to basically, shoot that shot so that the other rapper can hear it. And people are really legitimately dying and losing their life. And these beefs are right there in plain sight. And so I stand with Mayor Adams that, social media channels absolutely need to be more responsible. And if they have some of this stuff, they need to pull it. At the end of the day, Mike, I'm about to be 35 years old. Woo! Yeah, I am, proudly. I'm a grown woman in these streets. I don't want to see another child buried. I don't want to see another mother broken, another girl without their baby father because of these, this violence. Like, it's real. When I say that our council members going to a funeral every week, it's like 2-3 every week. This thing is real. Like, it is so real. And so I think because what happens is we think it doesn't happen, it doesn't affect us. And particularly here, I would even argue in Seattle, where if you're not really in touch with this population, then you just feel like it's not happening. But crime is not down. And like he said, it's down the street, around the corner, around your mama house. I mean, in this last month, 2 people just got shot up at the end of my block, and I just bought my house. You know what I'm saying? It's been 4 people murdered on my block since I bought my house, and I only been in my house 6 months. So crime is blowing up, and a lot of it is these kids is getting younger and younger, 14 years old, 13 years old, 12 years old, and they don't have nothing. So I'm with him in terms of meeting with the rappers and, you know, these individuals who have, you know, access to this population. But I absolutely think that we should be pulling this music because this is what's, you know, it's like pulling the trigger.
Man, I think you laid it out really well. And in full transparency, you know, as far as Mayor Eric Adams, I'm not as up on him. I mean, I know you're on the East Coast, but also y'all know we got a lot going on with our own mayor in Seattle, and that's kind of where my focus is. But one thing I will say is I definitely appreciate how he's seen the problem. He came out strong on how he wanted to address the problem. Then community stepped up and had concerns about how strong he was in that approach. So then he went and he sat down with some rappers and some community members, and he had that conversation, and then he backed up on his position. And I mean, just shout out to him for that. Like, that's how politics is supposed to work for our communities. You're supposed to have the politician who identifies the problem, but you should also listen to what people are saying, and it should also be a collaborative effort to address these issues. And I have to commend him on the way that after having those conversations, he altered his position while still making sure that public safety is at the core of how they're going to move forward.
Yeah, couldn't agree more with you, Mike. And you know, it's a step in it is a step in the right direction. We absolutely have to do something to change the trend in public safety. But again, it's about having the right people sit at the table and having these conversations. Do you know that gun violence is a real disease? You know, you don't just wake up one day and you know, you have to think about the mind, the environment that the shooter has to be in and how they got there. And so it is a diagnosable disease. And so we have to figure out how to rectify that situation. And it's going to take wraparound services. It's going to take, you know, having more youth-led programs. We need to open back our recreation centers. We need to have, you know, community-based organizations funded so that they can support youth in doing things. We have to start at an elementary school age. You know, the great thing about growing up in Seattle is I always had something to do. Mike, my mom never let me have no idle time. We never got to sit at home and just kick back and just have absolutely nothing to do. Do you know that we get calls from parents talking about the community centers closing at 6 o'clock? We had late night where the community center didn't close until 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege that we have here in Seattle to have the community center system that we have, where literally every community center has one. I think we were up to like over 26 the last time I worked for Parks. So, and I know we got to go to break, but everything that you say, I mean, is absolutely right. We do need wraparound services. It does need to start young, but we also need to continue to see politicians who are actually willing to work with community, but also listen to the feedback that they're receiving.